Tell you what, right before we do the coloring, let me show you what I was talking about earlier about taking this and making it three-dimensional like everything else. All you really need to do is come in here. Everything has that three-dimensional feel to it, so everything on the bottom here, if you're going to the point, anything on the bottom or the side is going to get an extra line. Like this right here. We're just going to make this a little bit darker, thicken that up a little bit. Just like that. Three-dimensional. Same thing over here. Anything that has a line like that, we're going to go all the way around. That came a little bit short right there, which is fine because that kind of is going to direct in. Same thing this way. Came out a little bit because that gets a line too. There we go. Just like that. And we now have a three-dimensional number sign. See how that pops off the page like that? That's just really cool. Alright, grab your soft lead pencil, your 6B pencil, like that. What we're going to do here is we're going to come in. Let's add a little bit of dimension to this one. Let's see here, we want it to be right around there. So, I'm going to go back to my trusty clear ruler. Actually, we can skip that and go straight to the inking. I've shown you how to do the penciling. Well, let's just go straight to the ink. Alright, right there. Keeping about the same width. Again, wonderful reason to have a clear ruler. Across. I went over this line just a little bit, about the same width. Right there. Come all the way down. There we go. And while I'm here, let's see here, we're going to do that line. And go ahead and do that line too. Why not? Now, let's get the base in place. There we go. Connect those two lines like such. Let's do this back side of the one here all the way down, and then the top side just like that. And you've added a little bit more depth, a little more texture to your one right there. We can do some really cool stuff here. Alrighty, back to the soft 6B pencil lead. We're going to give a little curve. Let's do it right around here. Just kind of almost like the wave of the ocean. And straight across on those guys, those little spots. Pressing down kind of hard. Now, the wonderful thing about a 6B pencil, you can now take this and pressing hard and then just slowly press lighter. Ease up all the way down, just like that. You can even take your finger and pull it down. Give a little bit of shading. Same thing over here. Ease it up, pull it down. Stay with this curve here. And we're just going to get lighter and lighter and lighter the further away we get. Again, you can use your finger, blend it up a little bit, just like that. There we go. Same thing for the dad down here. We're going to do the same kind of swoop, and we're going to skip through there and come back over. Kind of keep that flow going all the way through so it looks fluidic. Come down here in the A. Give that nice dark line. Okay, come back up. And there we go. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect all the way around, just as long as you have the line there. Same thing we did on the one. Blend that in a little bit. Back up here, dark. Blend it in. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and knock this out real quick. You don't need me to say dark to light, 1,400 times. I think you got the picture. One thing, if you see you need a little edge, just kind of gently pull down on that edge. Like that. Again, come back in with that finger. Blend it up. There we go. Gives you kind of a steel effect, almost a chrome look to it. Also, let's not forget the number sign up here. There we go. Alrighty, all the way across. Now on the insides, we're going to take the same 6B pencil here, and we're just going to do real light. Really, really light pressure. Go one way, go the other. Let's do that all the way around. Anywhere there's a base that you're seeing, here, all through here. On larger areas, you can actually turn your pencil and use the flat side of the pencil. It's like having a really big pencil. There we go. Same thing down in here. Kind of block all this in here real quick. And again, we're doing this just really, really light for right now. And I'm going to show you what happens when you start adding in shadowing. Start making these edges darker, and you can really watch it pop, really jump out at you. Alrighty, let's go back up here to number 1. This area right in here is furthest away from us, so it's got the least amount of light. So we're going to make that nice and dark right in there. And we're going to work it all the way up, getting lighter and lighter and lighter, just like we did for that chrome looking effect here. There we go. Now also, since this goes to the inside, let's do the same thing on the inside. Just get really, really light. Back that corner is real dark. There we go. See how that's starting to pop out right there? I love this stuff. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do that for everything. Fill those little areas in if you need to by going a different direction. Just like such. And a lot of times when you're doing artwork, if you want something to really jump out, have a white area up against a dark area, and at that point in time things will start really standing out a lot sharper. Sometimes you kind of have to push it just a little bit more, but that contrast is really going to pop it out to the eye. Alright, on the D, do the same thing, since that's got an edge to it right there. Make that a little bit darker, fade it out. Fade that out. Okay. Since this is the inside of the D, that goes way back there. There we go. Just like such. You can even come in here and kind of do your arc back and forth. There we go. Let's see here, let's go down the bottom here. Lighten it up as you go. Sharpen that edge right there. There we go. And because this has a curve to it, let's keep on with that curve. Kind of push that illusion that that's actually got a curve to it. There we go. Again, it's just by pressing a little harder and then lightening up. This is back in the shadows, so we're going to make this a little bit darker than the rest of it, and then really make it dark up against that A. There we go. It's not a whole lot of light creeping back in that area. Okay. Tighten that up a little bit. It's got it. Same thing with the A. Through here. There's next to no light in there. We're going to make it nice and dark. Again, now remember that curves under technically around that edge into nothingness. So let's make that a little bit darker. Not much, just enough to show that it curves. Get this real dark at the bottom. I'm just pressing lighter and lighter as I go up. Practice with it a little bit. If you're not really comfortable, you can just take a sheet of paper and press down hard and then slowly let up the pressure until you're comfortable with it. Then once you're comfortable with it, dive in. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. There you go. Come back in and accent those corners just a tad. Just to show that it gets back up in there. And you can run your finger through. And it helps to blend things up a little bit. It's a little harsh right there. Let's fade that a little bit better. There we go. Same thing with the D on this side. Let's get it dark here in the back. Especially down over here in this corner. Keep that curve going there. And this is the wonderful thing again about this 6B with this soft lead to it. You can really get some darkness, really put a lot of graphite on the page. Get a really good contrast. Again, similar as over here, we're going to make this a little bit darker because there's not a lot of light creeping back in that area, especially right up against that A there. There we go. And inside your A here, same thing. Darken right there. Alrighty, at that point, you have a perfectly good kind of chromed effect for your number one dad. This can stay as is if you want to, or we can come over here, grab a couple colors. I'm choosing some reds and some blue colors, and we're going to add some color to this. Alrighty, this is a darker blue. I'm going to come in right where I put the 6B pencil lead and just do the same thing, but I'm just really light, really light. I just want an accent of color right in there. See that accent starting to build right there? Really light. Think of it kind of like a sunset on a beach. You got your ocean water and the sunset's going to be behind it. There we go. Same thing with the A. Right like that. Lighter and lighter and lighter. Back in here with the D. And again, if you're not comfortable with, or you're not liking how it's going, you're fading from darker to light, pull aside a little sheet of paper. Just practice for a little bit. It's one of those things, the more you practice at it, the better you're going to get, I guarantee it. Right in here, just enough to add a little bit of color. There we go. Same up here for the number sign. There we go. Alrighty, I'll come in here with a little bit lighter blue. kind of blend that in a little bit more. And just a little bit of shade of that lighter blue. Really, really light. There we go. And coloring over top of a color is absolutely legal. It's okay. It actually helps to blend the colors together so it becomes a little bit more believable when one bleeds into the next color. And a lot of times the viewer's eye will piece together any kind of little indiscrepancies or issues. That's pointillism. That's an entirely different set of instructions. We'll get to that sometime probably way later on. But right now, number one dad. Now this is really, really cool with all your blues. The blacks, it's kind of got the chrome looking effect to it, but let's punch it up with a little bit of color. I'm going to go in here with some red. I'm going to get a nice bright red color. And the exact same thing I did going down, I'm going to go up. Right here, start at the black, almost overlapping it. And just working on it real light. Really, really light. And work your way up. Start giving you that sunset on the edge of the water effect. Don't forget the number symbol over here. It's quiet and it sits off to the side and doesn't say anything. We just don't need to forget it. Alrighty. And see how that color right there is really starting to kind of pop this out a little bit more. Alright, we'll come down here. Let's do the whole word dad. Now if you really, really wanted to, you could also probably blend, do the same thing kind of back in here, but I would recommend not doing it because if you have too much, you kind of lose the feel of the overall piece. Sometimes less is more. There we go. And we're almost finished here. There we go. Now, I'm also going to come in here with just a little bit of a brighter red, a little bit of a true red. Kind of press down hard and really make that pop out and then blend it. It'll give you a strong punch right there for that color. Don't want to go overboard, but that bright little pop of color next to that dark on the black line leading into the blue. Like I said earlier, it's stuff like that that makes an image really stand out on whatever you're working on. Anytime you have really bright color next to something really dark, black onto the white, bright piece of color next to a dark piece of color, it really starts to stand out. And right there, we are done. There's your number one dad. You got your shadowing, your shading, we blended everything together. This is something that you can actually finish putting together. You can put it on the cover of a card. When you open the card, you can say, duh, you're number one dad. Or you can take it and stick it on the fridge, or just about anywhere. Put it underneath his coffee. When he picks his coffee up and he sees number one dad, he's going to absolutely go crazy. Right here, this is for Father's Day. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed putting number one dad together for you, and I guarantee this right here will go to my dad. Thanks again, guys, and have a wonderful time. Keep drawing.